Hello and welcome to episode 7 of our Galatasaray rebuild. We left off last time at the end of April. We've just won the league with 5 games to spare. We are in the semi-final of the Conference League, and the second leg of that is coming up first. And we've also got the Turkish Cup final, so hopefully we'll have 2 cup finals in this episode. So without further ado, let's get going and get on with the Hertha game. So we're heading into the second leg against Hertha at home. It's currently 2-2 on aggregate, but we're missing a couple of big players through injury. Chicaldo and Turic both picked up injuries in the last couple of days. They're going to be out for a couple of weeks. Chicaldo is replaced by Thailand Antal Yali, who's performed really well when he's come into the team. He was even Player of the Month, I think, in March for the Turkish League. And we're playing Unisak on wide left. Hopefully we're not going to miss Turic too much, although he has been one of our main goal scorers. But let's just get into this game and hopefully we can progress to another final. So we're struggling to get on the ball by the looks of it early on, but we're keeping them away from our goal. Oh, that hit the post. We're going to have to start taking some of these transfers. I can't afford to waste too many. Oh, right, now can we... What a ball. Yes! That puts us 3-2 up on aggregate. Hopefully we can hold on to this, or hopefully they'll come forward a bit and we can pick them off on the counter attack and make it a bit more comfortable. I'm not sure we can afford to give them free headers like that. Right. Oh. That would have been a great goal. Back to front. Lots of short passing. And Thailand bent it in off the post there. We needed a big performance from him because Chicaldo has probably been our best player performance-wise all season. So it was a big blow for him to be missing, but hopefully it's a bit more comfortable. I suspect they'll have to push forward a bit more in the second half and we might be able to pick them off on the counter attack. But let's just have a look and see. Everyone seems to be doing okay. I mean, in fact, do you know what? We'll make a change there. He's not playing well enough to stay on. Right. Oh. I mean, how on earth that player that was given offside is interfering with a player that, I mean, doesn't go anywhere near the ball, isn't anywhere near the goalkeeper, but at least we're in the driving seat, because I think if we needed that goal to qualify, I think I'd have been doing my nut. We got caught out by that quick free kick there. What on earth? Did he rugby tackle him there? Alright. We'll move him into centre half. Take off Eunice and bring on Van Aanholt and drop him back in at fullback, wing back there. Let's go with that. And we'll take Kerem off and bring on Kara. Just sit him in there. We'll knock that back. And we'll drop the tempo and do a bit of time wasting. See if we can just ease the game out. Just let them, if that's all they're going to do, just let them do that, waste the time, don't dive into anything. The centre of our defence has been abysmal all game. Right. Surely that's like 5 miles offside. Oh. It looked offside, but you never know. I was a couple of yards off in the end. Right, come on, referee, blow your whistle. Yes, we've made another final. So, who do we play in the final? So we're going to play Gent, who lost the first leg 3-1, but won the second leg 4-1, having scored four goals in the first 35 minutes of the game, and then hanging on to a 5-4 aggregate. Not bad. So when is that game? So the final is the 24th of May, which is around about when the Turkish Cup final is. So let's have a look and see which one we'll be back for next. So we'll be back for the Conference League final, and then we'll follow that up with the Turkish Cup final. We've got a bit of a double there against Konyaspor, 2 games in 4 days there. But we'll be back in a second for the final against Gent. So, you rejoin us as we're going into the final of the Conference League against Gent. Since the second leg against Hertha Berlin, as we've already had the league wrapped up, we were able to play a fully rotated team. The only first team player that was involved was Mark Howe, because he's suspended from this cup final. We won all 3 league games 2-1, so we're going into it in a decent bit of form, although none of these players have played. The real good news is, though, that Chikaldao and Denis Turuk are back from injury. So we're pretty much, apart from Marcao missing at the back, we're at full strength. So hopefully we can go in and pick up a trophy, the second of the season. That's not particularly great. Getting carved open straight down the middle after 15 seconds. Right. Can we do anything with this? No. We're going to have to play a lot better than that. Lovely ball. Oh! If there's anyone in our team that would have expected to score that, it's Kerem. He's been a top scorer this season. We've gotten away with another one there. That should have been 1-0 to them. The defence just parted there. They look like they're going to score every time they go forward, which is a bit of a problem. That ball seemed to get to the ground without anybody jumping. I mean, we'll take it, but one player jumped. Was that a back heel? Oh well. Right. Things are going well. I know you're capable of better. Right. I don't know, it's that second leg against Hertha, the centre, no matter who was in the centre of defence, they were all over the place. Right, we've got to punish them for that. Yes. That makes things a bit more comfortable. I think what we'll do is just choose that opportunity just to... I mean, Denis Turuk hasn't really performed, and he's coming back in there, so I think we'll stick Unisac good on, and we'll leave it at that for now. Right. I mean, since those early chances they had at the beginning of the first half, they've not really had that many decent chances. I mean, they had that one in the second half where they were clean through and we turned it behind for a corner, but we've kept them relatively quiet so far in the second half. And we've nicked the ball. Oh, it should have been a goal. Three now. Make the final couple of changes now, I think. We'll swap him to the right and just bring on Diagne up front. And I think we're going to take Nelson off because he's been poor. And we'll stick Sahan on. Young lad, give him a taste of it. Well done, lads. So that's the double league and Conference League achieved. We've got the Turkish Cup final coming up against Konyaspor. See if we can make that the treble. Overall, it ended up being a pretty decent performance. The first half was a bit nervy, but once we got the goal, started to get a bit more comfortable. So that's a double in the bag. Can we make it a treble? We'll be back in a second for the Turkish Cup final to find out. We're back for the Turkish Cup final against Konyaspor. Between the Conference League final and this one, we had a league game against Konyaspor where we were able to play our second choice team. And despite being down to 10 men early, we managed to pick up a 2-0 victory. We going into the final, we're missing Kerem Aktürkoğlu, leading goal scorer. He's picked up another injury, but it sort of solved a selection problem because we were going to have to play Atla Yildirim in terms of the registration and needing an under-22 Turkish player in the playing 11. So other than that, we've got a pretty first choice team. With us only being allowed 7 foreign players to start the game, Van Aanholt on the bench and Simali Sertals playing at left back. But let's get... Right, expect to see solid defensive work. Trust them to make a difference. And let's see if we can make it a treble for our first season in charge. Lovely ball in, headed just a bit too high. Oh. That is one hell of an own goal. I mean, he absolutely flattened Halil up front there, but managed to somehow put it into his own net. That looks a lovely finish. Hopefully it's not offside. Oh. Lovely little volley there, just diverting it away from the keeper. Right. We're playing pretty well. Just don't want to take the foot off the gas too much. That should have been 3. I mean, if we manage to lose it from here, it would be a bit of a disaster. I don't quite see how we can be bad enough in the second half to... How's everyone doing? I might just take Gavi off just so there's no chance of a second yellow. In fact, what I'll do is I'll stick Fajoli back there and bring on Thailand. He deserves a run out because he's been great for us, especially in the second half of the season. What a break. Oh! How did he miss? How did he manage to hit the post from there? Three 0. I think we'll let it go another 5-10 minutes and then we'll maybe change both fullbacks. Oh. Oh. A lovely free kick, that one off the post. Nick the ball back. Oh, what a block. Right, what we'll do before the corner comes in, we'll just switch out the... Ozturk is suspended, so he can't come on. And we'll bring on Van Aanholt, left back. Got another couple of subs we can make. I think we'll bring Arda Turan on. And we'll play Diagne up front as well. It's an interesting challenge when you're already 3-0 down. Right, I mean, we're not going to lose it from here, so Diagne, surely he's not offside. Like, they might be offside at the back post, but surely he's not. It looked like he absolutely wellied that in. All you need to do really was just touch it. Right, come on, Mr. Referee, just blow your whistle. I'm about to start celebrating. Oh, what a ball. Oh. Just a weak shot in the end. Brilliant. What an emphatic way to seal the treble. 4-0. Nice comfortable victory. Don't think we could have asked for much more in this first season. I mean, the only way we could have done any more would have been to qualify out of the group stage of the Europa League and go on and win that rather than the Conference League. But, you know, it sets the bar high for next season. Obviously, we'll be looking to go back-to-back with the league and obviously to make a bit of an impact in the Champions League. Hopefully get into the group stage first of all and then qualify out of the group stage. But that's a great win and that's the treble done for the lads. And we'll be back just in a second just to recap the last league game of the season and also just to go through the end of season review. So we finally made it to the end of our first season. Not bad all in all with the treble there. We ended the season with a 4-1 victory against Konyaspor. Nice comfortable victory just to cap the season off there. Just looking through the end of season review. So obviously we've looking in terms of the signings. So Diagne was signed before we got here and he's leaving in the summer at the end of his contract. But we picked up Turek, who's chipped in with 16 goals and 13 assists. Fajoli, who's chipped in with 14 goals and 5 assists. Sonelli Sertal came in at a key point in January when we were lacking cover at left back. We only had Van Aanholt, and given the injuries Van Aanholt suffered in the second half of the season, it was desperate that we get him in. Gavi, although the average rating's not great, 5 goals, 7 assists, turned up in some real key moments, and we've extended the loan deal, so we got him for next season as well. Serif Sahan came in as a 16-year-old. Really, it was just an opportunity to pick up a promising centre-back who hopefully within the next couple of years will play a big part in us meeting our registration goals in terms of the number of players trained by the club that we've got. And then the real disappointing one, when we sold Bafétimbi Gomes, we picked up Jesper Karlsson from RZ. Really, he missed out a lot because of the registration rules, particularly in the league and the cup and the Turkish Cup, in that we could only have 7 foreign players playing, and there were more key players in other areas of the pitch. He still popped up with 6 goals and 3 assists, but just really didn't perform, and I think we're probably going to look to move him on in the summer. In terms of the outgoings, not most of them were players that were nowhere near the first team sort of picture. The sort of headline ones were Olympiu Moritan, who left just to get some cash in, so that we could fund some of the other deals. Bafétimbi Gomes scored 19 goals and 41 for Rennes. Probably wouldn't have played much for us, especially with the foreign limits on players in the matchday squad. And we did come up against him in the Conference League. Luckily, he didn't score against us. And so looking at the season's results, so we finished top, 30 wins out of 38, just 3 losses, finished with 95 points. Kerem Aktürkoğlu was our leading scorer in the league with 18. I mean, a B- for winning the league by 21 points. It's a bit of a... I'm not sure about that one. Then Europa League. So we didn't qualify from the group stage. I mean, we did have a tough group with Napoli and Betis in there. And had it not been for Betis getting hammered on the last day of the season, on the last day of the group stage by Napoli, we could have just about snuck in there. But then we went on to the Conference League and managed to win the whole thing. In fact, in our games in the Conference League, just the one draw against Hertha in the first leg of the semi-final. Other than that, we won every game, and most of them quite comfortably. The only one that was a bit tight was the first leg against Rennes. Turkish Cup, we won up until the semi-final. Pretty much the first 3 rounds we were in was all second choice team. We only brought the starters in for the game against Trabzonspor in the semi-final, and then for the final against Konyaspor. And by Diagne was the player of the season in the Turkish Cup, which goes to show what happened in the first half of that campaign. We lost the Super Cup on penalties at the beginning of the season, which was a disappointment. But obviously the board weren't judging us on that, so we'll hopefully manage to pick that one up at the start of next season. Biggest win was in the Europa League. I think that was the last day of the group stage against Vojvodina. So obviously we went into that knowing we needed to win well and then hope that Betis beat Napoli, but unfortunately they weren't able to do that. The match to remember, the home game against Fenerbahce prior to the break for the World Cup. We got off to a really cracking good start in that game. And then the goal of the season was a last minute goal. We brought Kilnic actually on a right wing back because we were short of players that could play there. And he just bent one into the top left hand corner with his left foot. That was a great goal. So Kerem Aktürkoğlu, I would say he certainly scored the most goals. He did have a few injuries late on. I think probably from my point of view, Çikal'da was our best player, just in terms of his goal output and his play through the middle of the pitch, getting up and supporting the forwards. That team of the season is pretty much what would be our first choice team. The only one that's probably missing is Victor Nelson, who would have probably played centre half most of the season. He was injured in the first half of the season, so Alpazan Öztürk played a lot of games then. He also got 18 goals, so a couple of those were headers, but he was also the first choice penalty taker. So he got quite a few opportunities, particularly in the first half of the season from the spot. I mean, looking at the team, like Çikal'da had 14 goals and 18 assists. Aktürkoğlu 21 goals, 10 assists. Çurik 16 goals, 13 assists. Dervizoglu 16 goals, 9 assists. I mean, to have at least 6 players in double figures, it was quite a decent season. The fans' player of the season was Muslera, which is a weird one. Young player of the season, Sacha Boey, definitely. Signings, I would go with all of those. That's all good. We broke some records in terms of our team individual performances there. So Çikal'da was Footballer of the Year in Turkey, and then Diagne was Player of the Season in the Turkish Cup. And there we go. Great first season. Now, can we build on that and win another league and go on and make a bit of a challenge in Europe? At least we want to at least make the group stage of the Champions League, and hopefully, if we get a decent draw, qualify from that and see what we can do in the knockout stages. I mean, so in terms of the league, we set a record with a total number of matches won, total number of goals scored, record high points. So it's going to be tough to match that in the league next season, but ultimately it's all about winning that league, keeping us in the Champions League and seeing how far we can develop from there. And we'll be back soon with start of season 2.